Right now at 6, buckle up and put the phone down. That is the message Wisconsin safety officials are pushing out to drivers statewide. And more grocery store competition. The new La Crosse Hy-Vee opens tomorrow.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont. Ken is off tonight. If you're headed out on the road, buckle up, put your phone down. And that is what the Wisconsin Department of Transportation wants everyone to hear and in this state do. News 8 Now's Dua Israr spoke to the secretary of the Wisconsin DOT who says texts can wait until you're off the road. And we hear this a lot.
Yeah, Amy, statewide, today is the second annual Buckle Up and Phone Down Day campaign that encourages Wisconsinites to focus on the road. The campaign comes as distracted driving deaths increase statewide for the third year. In the age of technology, being connected online is second nature, but distracted driving can mean life or death. Statewide, in the past 2 years, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation saw an increase of 54% in distracted driving related deaths. This year, 31 people died from distracted driving. Secretary of the Wisconsin DOT, Craig Thompson, says it only takes a few seconds of distracted driving for a crash to happen.
We've seen too many instances of, especially depending on what speed you're traveling at, taking your eyes off the road and looking down for only seconds can result in a tragedy.
Thompson says distracted driving crashes happen to people of all ages. Thompson says roughly 50% of all distracted driving deaths happen because someone was not wearing a seatbelt. In Wisconsin, the average rate of buckling up is 2% lower than the national average. Now, the DOT is encouraging people to take part in the pledge and go to wisconsindot.gov and upload a picture of themselves with buckle up and phone down. Of course, don't take the picture while you're out on the road. Amy?
All right. Good conversation for parents to have with themselves and with young drivers. Thanks, Dua. We're going to post that link where you can post your selfie at news8000.com. Well, it's about 3 weeks until Election Day. Tomorrow is your chance to learn more about what you can expect on November 8th. Students and first-time voters are encouraged to go to La Crosse's Southside Neighborhood Center. Tomorrow from 9 to 4, they're going to hold a voter education event, which will teach people things about absentee voting and voter accessibility. And if you're interested in being an election worker, you can sign up at that event. Following his debate with opponent Republican Ron Johnson, U.S. Senate candidate Mandela Barnes is speaking out about Barnes's view on abortion. He's on this Ron Against Roe tour where he told Wisconsin voters that the senator has a history of not supporting a woman's right to choose and has made abortion political.
The fact is, half of this country, half the population of the state lost a constitutional right. That's what's at hand right now. We're talking about rights and we're talking about freedom that needs to be protected. The rights and freedoms that Ron Johnson is all too happy to strip away from people.
According to the Associated Press, a majority of Democrat ad spending this election season, which has totaled more than $124 million, has been focused on abortion rights. Much cooler than it typically is for the middle of October. And Bill, when you add the temperatures and the wind, gave us a taste of what's coming very, very soon. Winter.
Yeah, these temperatures more typical of late November as opposed to mid-October. So yeah, if it felt abnormally chilly, that is indeed the case. 40 was the high in La Crosse, and look at all of the surrounding communities that only saw highs from about 36 in Preston to 39 degrees in Sparta, Black River Falls, and Volk Field. These would be typical overnight lows for this time of year. Kind of a neat shot through CityCam right now. We've got plenty of clouds, but some sun rays peeking through as well. A few flurries and light snow showers in spots also as this activity kind of backing in from the north and northeast, but dwindling as it does so. But again, don't be shocked to see a few flakes or sprinkles over the next couple of hours before that activity fades. Otherwise, brr is the word tonight. Low to mid 30s currently, and we will see overnight lows in the low to mid 20s, including about 26 degrees in La Crosse, and those winds staying rather blustery, so wind chills in the teens in many spots during the overnight hours. A couple more chilly days in store, but I also have a nice warm up to advertise in my 8-day forecast, so stick around to check it out.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Competition, not only great for football, it's great for consumers as well. It can lead to things like better deals and better prices. A big name has now joined the list of local grocers. Happening tomorrow, La Crosse's new Hy-Vee store will officially open to the public. Our chief photographer toured the grocery store. It's more than 105,000 square feet in size and features several departments and amenities, including hibachi, a sit-down bar, and a floral department. Employees say their 600-person team is in for a busy couple of weeks.
We're going to get through, Halloween and get through that, then we're kind of right into the holidays. So it's almost baptism by fire, but the crew's ready to go, and we're ready to flip into the holiday season, and we can't wait.
Hy-Vee offers multiple programs, including a Gas Perks reward program. The president and CEO of the La Crosse store says it's right to help consumers save on both groceries and gas.
And we just feel like it's a good marriage. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to save customers money on fuel at the same time while shopping with us. So it just, on both fronts, it makes a lot of sense for us and our customer.
Doors at Hy-Vee will open at 6 o'clock bright and early tomorrow morning. The La Crosse location is Hy-Vee's 5th store here in Wisconsin. Mayo Clinic Health System's seasonal flu shot clinic is now up. Anyone can get either a flu shot or COVID vaccine, or both. Flu vaccines are available as a shot or nasal spray, and Mayo also has the updated COVID-19 vaccine that's made to fight newer strains of the virus. You can get both during one visit. If you're hesitant about getting the flu shot, nurses recommend you reach out and do your research and get it from a reputable source.
I would certainly do your research, go on to the CDC website and read about the vaccines. Also, call your healthcare team, talk to your healthcare provider or the nurses, and they'll give you all the information that you need, and you can make the, decision if that's right for you.
You can talk to those nurses right at the clinic. According to the CDC, flu activity is low now, but it is ramping up in southern parts of the U.S. already. Mayo Clinic's flu clinic will be open Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon. A new business in downtown La Crosse is going green. The Gunderson Dental Specialties building that's near 3rd and State is putting up 154 solar panels. Employees say they're going to save the building thousands of dollars on electric bills in just a few years. However, solar panels, not just about the financial benefit. The addition, they say, will benefit the entire community.
Gunderson puts on solar panels for two main reasons. We want to, number one, lower the cost of health care. And then number two, we want to reduce the harmful emissions in the air for our community.
Although the solar panels are expected to be installed by the end of the week, the new facility won't be open until next spring. Temps dropped quickly over the past week, and many of us are kicking on our heating systems. Next, the steps you can take to make sure they're turned up for the cold winter.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
When Kenosha burned, Tony Evers fanned the flames.
He blamed police.
When we needed help, he refused.
For days.
I know.
Because we were there.
Evers puts politics over our lives.
Over your lives.
That's why we support Tim Michaels.
As a veteran, Tim Michaels won't abandon us.
Tim Michaels will have our back.
And stand strong against violent crime.
We're with Tim.
An active workday, a busy workday, but in a place that recognizes the great work you do.
With this.
And this.
In a benefits package you won't believe.
No, they really are great.
At Century Foods International, we do things different. We do them better. Feel valued and be rewarded. Apply today at Century Foods International in Sparta.
Joe Biden took $4 trillion from us taxpayers and he spent it.
$4 trillion. And what do we get? We got higher gas prices, higher groceries, just about everything. Brad Pfaff, well, he backed Joe Biden 100% of the time. That's what you get when you spend your career in politics. Well, it ain't me. Let's try something different. Let's cut spending, balance the budget, and get America back on track. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
We at Maxwell White pride ourselves on delivering honest, dependable plumbing services, whether it's a repair, installation, or any number of other needs. With our full-stocked warehouse and trucks, our licensed technicians are ready to serve you. So don't just choose anyone, choose Maxwell White.
Furnaces are firing up today, some for the first time this season. Heating technicians tell News 8 Now that they're taking plenty of calls for service. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen is live in studio with what technicians are seeing and how you can prevent problems before they happen.
Amy, it is a chilly day, but unfortunately, when some people turned on their heat today, they ran into a new problem.
When it gets cold outside, all you want to do is bring the heat.
This time of year, temperatures drop, and we always expect a lot of phone calls.
Heating technicians know turning up the thermostat might reveal some problems.
If people don't get tune-ups, I guess, dirty flame sensor.
Riley Hegg is a service tech.
Plug drains if they don't get a tune-up.
And a lot of those problems, he says, could be avoided.
Normally, we recommend a yearly checkup on the system.
Places like Paulson on Alaska offer annual checkups. Techs like Hegg take a look at problems before they happen.
Dirty filters, that's a big one if you don't get a tune-up or if you're not regularly changing your filter.
And those air filters come at a relatively inexpensive cost.
One filter should be around $10 to $15. Generally, you don't want to go with the cheapest option on the shelf, but you don't have to go with the most expensive either.
This is something Rasmussen suggests you replace every 2 to 3 months.
A furnace should last about 15 to 20 years is a good guideline. Furnaces probably start around $4,000.
So $15 is a small price to pay compared to those big repairs.
And this advice might be a little late for this year, but technicians also advise turning on the furnace and checking how it runs before heating season begins. That way you can get ahead of any of the problems.
That means that homeowners, every time you flip the switch, you're like, ooh, and you hope that it works out. Thanks, Emily.
Yeah.
The start of the season, as you can imagine, is busy, but so far, Paul staff say they have been able to keep up with demand. So that's good news for all homeowners. Still ahead, the first ever Pumpkin Fest in Holmen. From businesses to schools, everyone is using their pumpkin decorating skills.
And check out this pretty but chilly sunset underway. Now, if you're not a fan of these chilly temperatures, I do have some good news to share in my 8-day forecast. It's coming up next.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
There's power in the simplest of actions, like one neighbor helping another, where everybody looks out for everybody else. Community is everything to your electric cooperative, and we're grateful for your trust to provide the energy you need, giving you the power to power on. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
For 65 years, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for Midwest families. And now through Wednesday, this Blaine's family tradition continues with great deals for everyone. Like assorted Jurassic World Roar Attack dinos, just $14.99. This Chefman electric wine opener, also $14.99. And East Penn 20-foot jumper cables are half price. Plus, donate new unwrapped toys to Kids Helping Kids, and we'll match it up to $200,000. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, making wishes come true for everyone for 65 years.
Hi, I'm Dave Estenson. They told me taking on a big spending politician would be tough. But I used to ride bulls for a living, so I got this. I've also been a law enforcement officer, small business owner, and truck driver. Now, I'm running for state senate to back the badge, support small businesses, and fix our roads. So if the special interests think they can buck me from those principles, they'd be good to remember. This ain't my first rodeo.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Halloween spirit is in the air and in our neighborhoods, and in Holmen, where the community center is hosting its first ever Pumpkin Fest. Is coming up this Saturday. It'll kick off with a pumpkin decorating contest for businesses, where community members will serve as the judges. And you might want to see a sneak peek of their artwork. It could be outside their businesses. The pumpkin decorating doesn't stop there. Halfway Creek Trail will be lined with pumpkins decorated by area 5th graders for a night of trick-or-treating. Organizers say this event will be a great one for the entire Holmen community.
Holmen is just such a great community to be a part of and live in, and we're always trying to get the community members, old and young, just to try to get together.
Pumpkin Fest will kick off at the American Legion. It runs from 3 until 7 on Saturday afternoon. Admission is free. Wisconsinites near Milwaukee, well, they woke up to this, a layer of the white stuff. It was covering their autumn decorations. This is the first time that this part of Wisconsin saw a trace of snow, with some spots seeing that snow stick around for a bit. And it wasn't just the snow that was kind of troublesome this morning. There were 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and those were expected to stick around. Yikes, stick around, that's the worst. Bill, we know we get, this little bit of snow and it typically melts pretty quickly. Yeah. But when it sticks around in October, that it's like, oh boy, this is it.
Yeah, people in the UP of Michigan are seeing those images and saying, that's nothing. They had about 14 inches of snow up around Ironwood, Michigan. So yeah, the UP getting some lake effect snow off of Lake Superior. So yeah, a little early fall for all of this, but it happens. In fact, take a look at this roller coaster ride in temperatures we've seen over the past 2 weeks. We've had highs in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s. 77 the warm day last Tuesday of the past 2 weeks, and then 42 on Friday. Today, we beat that, unfortunately, with a high of only 40 degrees. I'm out of the way because I want to cover this beautiful sunset, beautiful but chilly sunset with some sun peeking through before it sets. 40 degrees was the high today. Folks, that is colder than our average low for this time of year. That's 42, and it is 21 degrees below our average high, so well short of average. In fact, these types of numbers more typical of what we would see in late November rather than mid-October. 36 degrees at the station, also out at the airport with a mainly cloudy sky. Blustery winds today as well, making it feel like the 20s. 26 is our current wind chill. For you folks in Eau Claire, 34 degrees with a wind chill of 24. So we are smack dab in the middle of this cold pool of air. Another one, again, we saw one late last week and then rebounded a bit on Saturday before another shot of cold air arrived yesterday and of course into today. Current temperatures between about 32 and 36 for most. Still 38 balmy degrees down in Prairie du Chien. Winds out of the north and northwest 10 to 20, gusting over 30 at times today. And again, that's what's causing wind chills in the 20s for many. In fact, wind chill tracker overnight shows wind chills dropping into the upper teens as we head out the door early tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind, not only for yourself, but as you send the little ones out to school as well. In fact, air temperatures overnight, mid-20s across the county, right around 25 or 26 in La Crosse, low to mid-20s down to the south as well. And more of the same as we head back to the north. Most spots between about 21 and 26 degrees for overnight lows. We've got some light radar returns, especially east of La Crosse this evening. These are a little more than flurries, maybe a brief light snow shower in spots, few spits and sprinkles as well. They will fade once the sun sets. Otherwise, there's that heavier snow over the UP of Michigan and everything rotating around this pesky low over the central Great Lakes. That's what's drawing that colder air southward out of Canada, and that's why temperatures have been so abnormally cold. Tonight, clearing skies. not good news because that's actually going to allow temperatures to drop into the low to mid 20s. Notice how the winds stay up tomorrow. Difference tomorrow, even though it's still going to be chilly, lots of sunshine, then a few clouds at times overnight and into our Wednesday. Temperatures will still remain below average on Wednesday. Highs tomorrow, mid 40s. Right around 45 or so on La Crosse. In fact, most spots as we take a tour across the Boone area will be in the lower to middle 40s for afternoon highs. Again, these numbers a little bit closer to average lows for this time of year compared to highs. 26 tonight. Again, that slight chance of light snow showers or flurries in spots this evening. Otherwise cold and blustery. 45 tomorrow, lots of sun but still breezy and chilly. More of the same Wednesday, 47. But look at the warm up, 54 on Thursday, 67 on Friday, 70 on Saturday. Next weekend is looking rather nice. Just an isolated shower on Sunday and rather windy conditions setting up for Sunday and Monday as well as another strong cold front barrels through. Maybe some showers, even some thunderstorms Sunday night into Monday, and then that cools us back into the 50s on Tuesday. You got to love October weather with all of these ups and downs
Hey,
that
Sunday,
we've had.
hit those pumpkin patches and apple orchards on Saturday. It's going to be nice.
Looking good right now for sure. Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Coming up in sports, a busy week for high school volleyball teams gearing up for the playoffs, plus another underwhelming performance by the Packers on Sunday. What players are saying after their second loss in a row. Rob's in next with sports.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Don't like paying taxes? Neither does Mandela Barnes. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes he owed. Barnes failed to pay his taxes, but he wants you to pay more. He supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, even though we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. And he supported $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families and an income tax as high as 70%. Mandela Barnes, another tax-raising, hypocritical politician. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
You experience so many moments in your home, and Kidde helps you protect every moment. Materials in today's homes cause fires to burn faster, leaving you as little as 2 minutes to get to safety. So check your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms and replace them if necessary. Ensure that you have the right equipment for all areas of your home. Right now, get 11% off all Kidde home safety products at Menards.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Last week in London was bad. Yesterday at Lambeau was even worse. The Packers dropping their second game in a row on Sunday. They're 3-3 now on the year. 2 games behind the Vikings in the NFC North, and this team is searching for answers. The green and gold didn't have a lot of those in Sunday's 27-10 loss to the Jets. The Packers couldn't get anything going offensively, especially on the ground. Just 60 yards rushing for Green Bay on Sunday. The game was tied at halftime, but after the break, the Packers had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. The Jets running all over the Packers, and in the fourth, it's Breece Hall giving New York a 14-point lead. Packers fall by 17 at home. It's the first time Green Bay has lost back-to-back games in the Matt LaFleur era. After the game, the players saying it's all about execution, and right now, they're just not getting it done.
I mean, we got the right guys in our locker room, and we know, they ain't gonna let a loss or 2 losses in a row just mess up our whole season. So we gotta go back to the drawing board. We all gotta look at each other critically and figure it out.
Most importantly, I think it's just unacceptable being here
playing for the Green Bay Packers. We know what the standard is, we know what the expectations are, and we failed to reach that. So it's a long season. We still have 11 opportunities left to be able to go out there and to change the narrative, of how we've been as an offensive unit and as a team as well.
I don't really want to talk too much. We got another week ahead. We got Washington. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm ready for another opportunity to get this bad taste out of our mouth, man. Like I said, we understand the standard. We understand where we want to go. We just got to do it.
Packers will look to bounce back Sunday in D.C. against the 2-4 Commanders. Shifting gears to high school sports, the volleyball postseason begins tomorrow. The Westby volleyball team heads into the playoffs as a 1 seed in Division III. The 29-1 Norsemen will be hosting Melrose Mindoro, and our schedule tomorrow is jam-packed. West Salem will be home hosting Black River Falls. PDC heads to Logan to clash with the Rangers, and Blair Taylor's at home to take on Whitehall. Cashin's at home hosting Durant, Arkansas. Luther welcomes Elk Mound, and Aquinas is home hosting Mondovi. Those are just a few of the games on the slate tomorrow. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
I can see you in it. You got your Firm Plush, Ultra Plush Plus. Just pretend I'm not here. My name is Richard. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process, giving you the freedom to have a comfortable experience. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, sticking windows or doors. Settling or sinking foundation, it's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest? That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Hey, we've got a beautiful sunset underway, but bundle up if you're going to go check it out. Temperatures currently in the low to mid 30s, but you can subtract about 10 from these numbers for overnight lows. They will be in the lower to middle 20s, wind chills in the teens. A couple more chilly days tomorrow and Wednesday, but look at that warm up. Close to 70 by Saturday.
That is amazing. That is great. Lots of sports this week, too.
We are jam-packed. Volleyball, soccer. It's going to be fun.
All right. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you here at 10.